So to begin to make these decorative combs, you'll need a metal comb, some thin wire, either a business card or some sort of cardstock. If you want to add some color, you could get some Sharpies, and you'll need some glue and whatever pages you want to use. So you could make the roses if you wanted. I did these out of a children's book, out of that. So that's one type, especially if you want to make that for a teacher or a child. That'd be really pretty. The one I'm going to show you today is I'm going to make it out of dictionary pages. So let me show you how you make these beautiful roses. And then I'll show you how to attach it and make a beautiful comb. The first step is you're going to go ahead and take out, in this case I'm going to use a dictionary page. Go ahead and take the page out, and then you're going to decide what size square you want. And then go ahead and you're going to need 4 squares. In this case I did them 2 inches. So it just depends on the size of the rose you want. And what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and fold it into a triangle. Make sure you have a perfect square. Mine's a smidgen off, so I'm going to go ahead and cut that off. So it's going to involve 3 folds. 1, 2, fold in half again, fold in half again, 3. Now the important thing is before you go ahead and cut it, you want to make sure that you have the edge that holds it all together right here on your left. That's really important. And then you're going to go ahead and cut from here to here, almost making like a half heart shape. So you're going to cut from here, go around, and then cut the little bit of the tip off. And then when you go and open it, this is the shape that you want. And you're going to need 4 of these. Let me go ahead and show you once again how to do it. Fold in half, making sure you have that perfect square. Fold in half again, fold in half again, and then the only tricky part is make sure that this is on your left. And then you're going to go ahead and cut that half heart out, cut the tip off, and there you go. And you're going to need 4 of these. So once you have the 4 of these, you're going to go ahead, if you want to add color, again, you don't have to. The roses I made do not have the color, but I do want to show you how to do it if you'd like to. And all you're going to do is take a Sharpie marker and trace with a thin line around like so. And it just adds a little bit of extra. I just wanted to show you both ways. So totally up to you if you want to do it or not. And it just doesn't take too long at all. And I like to do it on both sides. So once you've done that, go ahead and do that to all 4. And it doesn't have to be exact. So once you have them colored, if that's what you decide to do, let me show you how you create the rose. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take 1 out. See how they're folded? You're just going to take 1 out and line it up like so. The next one, you're going to go ahead and take 2 out. And then you're going to go ahead and take 3 out. 1, 2, 3. And the last one, you're going to go ahead and take 4 out, which is going to be exactly half. And this extra half, you're actually just not going to use. So as you can see, they're lined up. like so. 1, 2 petals, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Go ahead, you can use, I like to use white glue, you could use hot glue, whatever you want. You're going to start with the largest one where you just took out the 1, and you're going to go ahead and then glue here, and then glue this on top, and see how that kind of gives it the shape. So, go ahead and add your glue there, and just hold it for a second. Depending on what type of paper you're using, will be some just hold better than others. Dictionary pages hold real fast. Magazine pages, children's books that are colored take a little bit longer to hold. Then you're going to go ahead with your next one, or the one that has the 2 cut out, and do the same thing. And then to keep track of it, I usually just go ahead and start stacking them in. And then the next one. Look how easy this comes together. You can already start to see how pretty that's going to be. The fun thing about this is, depending on the type of paper you use, it's going to come out completely different, and whether you outline it or not. So many options just with one project. And today we're making these for the hair comb. You could do barrettes, bobby pins. You could do decoration for a gift, decorate a Christmas tree. Just so many different ideas you can do with these roses. I once, for a music teacher friend of mine, I did out of sheet music, and I made a dozen roses, put them in a vase, and gave them to her for her birthday. So I thought that was really kind of fun. And now they're in her music studio, which is fun to be able to personalize. If you have a Harry Potter fan, you could do it with an old Harry Potter book. You get really pretty wrapping paper you don't want to throw away. You could turn it into this as well. How pretty would this be for a wedding? That way you have a bouquet of flowers that lasts forever, or a hairpiece. That last piece sometimes can be a little bit tricky. So you can already see how beautiful that's going to be. So then we need to go ahead and start gluing our layers together. Again, just with the white glue. You don't need a ton, but and then you're just going to keep going with all the layers. And I try to alternate where the petals lie, so that the tips come at the different sections. I don't know why my glue is making so much noise. Maybe on that one. There we go. That one. I think just kind of need a little bit more glue there. No big deal. Just gonna hold that again for a second. There we go. And I have glue in, already have the glue there. That's there. And then my last one, storage on roll as well. And just hold it for a second. Go ahead and stick it in. So here we have it. I'm going to let that dry for a little bit, and then I'm going to use my quilling tool, but if you don't have a quilling tool, you can use a toothpick, and I'm going to start to curl. I'm going to go ahead and start to curl each petal just to make it look a little bit more realistic. This is a step you can skip if you don't want to do it. I like how it kind of just adds to it. But it's definitely easier once it's dry. But you can see how it really just starts to form. Go ahead and once you finish with that and you let it dry, then you're going to go ahead and go outside and spray it with some acrylic. I'm using Mod Podge brand, but you can use any brand of acrylic. Go ahead and spray it so that it can weather the elements a little bit better since it'll be worn in the hair. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and keep on curling this, and then I'm going to spray it. So after all of that is done, we get to start assembling, and this is the really fun part. So you're going to get a piece of cardstock or a business card, and you want it to be the same size as your hair piece. And you're going to fold it in half. So that's going to wind up laying here like so, just giving you a little bit of a base to work off of. And then you're going to take some of your wire, leave a generous amount on the top, and then you're going to twist it. Go ahead and twist it around each of these pieces of the comb, and that'll just make it really nice and secure. And if you miss one, no big deal. But do it as tight as you can. And then leave a piece on the top like that. So it kind of looks like antennas at this point. They don't really need to be that long. And then you're going to take your folded piece of cardstock, add lots of glue, get that wire in place. And just let that dry for a second. I also have this E600 glue, which is really good, and I'm going to run a bead of it right here just to kind of keep everything together. Just give that a second, let that dry, and then if you'd like, I'm going to add some leaves as my base. So again, I'm just going to use this E600. I really like this glue. It's easy to work with. So that's that type of glue. And then I'm going place my leaves. Like so. Just helps cover everything up. I think this one I'm going to cut so it's a bit shorter. But I just want to make sure everything is covered up. Like so. And now this is the fun part. So I've decided to make mine with the plain roses, and I made them in different sizes. I did 2 larger ones and then 1 smaller one, so you can experiment with that. So again, tons and tons of glue, not the time to be. Again, you could use hot glue as well. And I decided that I'm going to do them facing away from each other, like so. You know what? I was going to use a smaller one right here, but I really don't think it's necessary. So I'm just going to let that dry. You could add some beads if you wanted. Just depends on what you want to do with this. But I think that's really pretty. Look how beautiful that does come out. I'm so excited to see all of your creations and the different types of flowers that you used. So happy folding and happy creating.